Up already.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Tuesday night chat with the Muskrat, Mr. Creole, Catfishing, and tonight we are man, I was trying to think of something funny to say there. I messed that all up. We got Brandon from Fishizzle.
Shizzle.
Fishizzle.
Right there. There it is.
Yeah.
You guys, I left your sticker downstairs. I meant to put it up on the board while I was on here. I ain't been doing too many lives from the studio here, so I forgot all about it. But now, Brandon, if you guys have been watching any of the river battles and stuff, Brandon and team on the Fishizzle has been out there on the Tennessee River, helping the Tennessee River team out with their quest to take the championship or the title, which they won the first time they faced the James and end up losing the second times they faced the James. But you know, that's what it is when you got this many good anglers and this many good waters, it's gonna be neck and neck, back and forth battle. It's kind of like the Ohio State versus Georgia game the other night. Man, that was tough to watch. Ohio State choking and losing it at the very end, losing by 1 point. God. Me and Daryl was back and forth on the phone all night teasing each other. When Ohio was doing good, when Georgia was doing good, it was back and forth. But man, we got 50 people in the house. We're 1 minute into the show. Let's say some hellos. What do you think about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
get back up to the top here. First one I see in the list is Mike Sampson. What's going on, Mike Sampson? I see Steve Ransom, Mr. Avid Fisherman's in the house, Carolina Catfish, Crappie Day Fish on. What's going on? Jody, one of my Triple City family members. What's going on, Jody? Brian, Big Wrench Catfishing. What's happening, my man? Fishing the Mid-South. Mike, what's going on? Bob Cat, another Tennessee member. What's going on, man?
That's right.
John Boy's Catfishing. Got Skull Rush in the house. Brian B., another Triple City brother. What's going on? Got Skull Rush in the house. Let's see. Catfishing Fresno, formerly known as CVA. What's going on, my friend? Kentucky Redneck Outdoors. Got Mr. Terry Lane, Russell Milligan in the house. Let's see. Moving on down the line. Speaking of devil, Daryl, Trophy Seeker Outdoors. What's going on? My River Rat brother, Danny Stone's in the house. What's happening, Danny?
He made it on time. Can you believe that?
Yeah, he's on time. That might be why we got this crazy weather going on.
Brandon, I'm not sure if you're prepared to go this far yet, but I don't know what Bobcat's trying to pull here. This is a family show, Bob.
I know, right? Man, we ain't even
to that part of the
show just yet.
Yeah, so my Christmas present was a miniature weenie dog. So it's been nothing but weenie jokes for like the last week.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
I'm not going to pull it out on the show tonight, though.
Okay.
So
right.
Yeah.
Maybe later.
Got Tom with LG Bass, another River Rat brother, Fishing and Freedom. What's going on? Got a Facebook user in the house. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Mr. Dale Hayslip, Queen Catfishing, Miss Tanya Hollis. What's going on? Got Keith with NWPA Fishing. Oh, let's see, Mr. Dean Tillman, El Gato Azul. He's in the house. What's going on, brother?
Man, oh man, they got another lake record this weekend with
two lake records.
Yeah, Texas Tornado, man. His boy's killing it out there.
They've been killing it, been catching them hogs. It's definitely the hog season. It is hog season right now. I love it.
He called it. He told us going into the winter. He said, finally, it's big fish season for us. You know, it's kind of opposite everybody else.
He's definitely been delivering. Let me tell you. Let's see. Got Miss Annette's Catfishing in the house. Chucky's in the house. Mr. Paul Boyd. Let's see. Miss Mindy Hogan's in the house. What's happening? Ed Evans. I see Mindy. Chad creeping in the house like he always is. What's happening, Chad?
Got you, buddy.
Oh, let's see. Rod Knockers Fishing. Butterflies and Sunshine. Welcome. Good to have you in the house. Uptown Chrissy Brown. Oh, look. Fishizzle's in the house. How about that?
Hey, he's multitasking, man.
I know, multitasking. I love that. JP Jr.'s in the house. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Uncle Lou himself is in the house. Big Slim 91. Man, we got a long list today. Ripping Lips Fishing. And I believe we are caught up. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. Kind of ran through the names as quick as I could.
Yep. So if we missed you, I definitely was not on purpose. Hey, you said Ripping Lips. He's right there. We put this guy on the boat yesterday with us.
Ooh.
He's a big-time channel supporter, and he happens to live not too far away from us. So we've got the opportunity to take him out on the boat yesterday. And I'll tell you, it was a slow start yesterday, but we ended up putting 13 fish in the boat. Or was it 11? Maybe it was 11 fish. Hell, I can't remember now. It was either 11 or 13. It might have been 11 fish we caught yesterday.
Either way, good day.
Oh, yeah, man. He had a good time. We got to cook some better cheddars on the boat. He got the full experience. Sorry, Freddie, if you're listening. But it was a pleasure having him on the boat with us. Something else I want to mention real quick, just because it's on my mind, it's on my heart, so I want to put it out there. Is if you guys hadn't heard about Joe Granata, if you don't know who Joe Granata is, he's a fantastic angler, catfisherman from Pennsylvania. So he's up in the very northern end of the Ohio River. Mostly you see him targeting flatheads because that's really all they got up there, except he was involved in a huge restocking, a reintroduction of blue cats to the waterways up there. He was a pinnacle part of that project. Unfortunately, he suffered not one, but two massive heart attacks yesterday. One of them, the first one they called the Widowmaker heart attack. So luckily Joe's a strong guy, and it's looking like he's going to recover. So it was kind of touch and go, I believe, for a little bit, but if you pray for him, if you positive vibes, good thoughts, whatever it is that you do that could help this guy out. I could tell you, I know him personally, and lots of people in the community do. He's a fantastic dude and a family man, proud father. He could use any support we can give him right now. So just keep Joe in the back of your thoughts and prayers. I've been hoping to get this guy on the show for a while. He's a busy dude, but just been kind of watching the updates on this guy, and it's tough. It's tough to watch. But enough about Joe. We got Brandon. Brandon, did you mute yourself?
Yeah, I did. I'm off.
So we got Brandon on the show, and we're going to dive deep into Brandon and Livescope for catfish. But before we do that, we've got Miss Paula Smith tuning in with us. Hello, Paula.
Hello, everybody.
What's happening, Paula?
How you doing, girl?
I am doing fantastic.
That is fantastic to hear. What's up with you?
Nothing. I'm happy.
That's good news.
I'm happy with you and for you.
I'm 60 days under. So, Creole, you better get them skills sharpened up because I am coming at you hard.
Did you hear that?
Hey. That's all I got to say. Bring it.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm scared to death you gonna whoop my out there, but
you ain't got to be scared of me. You know that. You ain't got to be scared of me.
But I'm grateful I'm gonna be able to fish against such a great angler.
Well, hey, you kill me whenever you tell me stuff like that. I'm telling you, look, I just go out, I go fishing, I do my thing. I mean, what an honor for me to go against a championship tournament angler. I mean, come on now. Who gets that chance every day? And here I go. I get to go up against you. We're gonna have some fun. I promise. We
that's really the bottom line in this fishing that we do is if you can't have fun doing it, hang it up.
That's it.
I asked Roger to let me to beam me in like I was an alien or something. I just wanted to come on and Creole, hold your head up. I can't see your eyes.
His camera froze.
My camera's mounted up high.
His camera froze. if you notice, he ain't flinched. He froze.
I thought I scared him to death. That's why he wasn't moving.
That's what happened. You blushed him so bad.
Nah.
The camera didn't scared me.
I just wanted, I wanted to tell you on your live, and I know you've got so many followers, Roger and Creole. I wanted to tell everybody that I love each and every one of y'all. And I know it was God first that has gotten me where I'm at, but y'all are a huge part in where I'm at right now. Without the support that y'all gave me throughout the year, I probably would have given up a long time ago. And I never dreamed that I would be saying in less than 60 days, my cancer doctor's going to tell me I'm in remission.
That's all.
You know, I've got to wait 5 years. Oh, thanks, Bobcat. I've got to wait 5 years before that's the protocol, before they say you're cancer free, and it's going to be a long, hard 5 years. I'm going to try not to stress over it. Hey, Miss Jody. But I just wanted to let every one of y'all know that there's no words I can say to let you know how much y'all's support has meant to me. And for people that are just coming into the catfish community or catfish world, it truly is like one whole big family.
That's it. I was waiting to say that. Oh, you got YouTube in the background echoing.
Who I am?
I'm not sure who's echoing, but that's how I feel about it. We're a big family, and if somebody needs lifted up, and that's what we do. You know, we get behind each other. You know, give them all the support and love that they can handle, and let God take care of the rest. And
right. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gonna lie. I know y'all have always heard me. You know, I'm not a crybaby. I don't cry. You know, I'm this big, bad, tough person. But there's been many a days where I've been so down, and then somebody make a comment in the catfishing world, and that comment meant so much that it just took away that stress feeling, and showed me, hey, you know, you're not forgotten. People do still care. You know, does that make any sense to anybody but me?
Yeah.
Well, Danny Stone, I will. It will be my pleasure to meet your wife. A reminder of Loretta Lynn. Ain't it crazy that I work for Loretta Lynn? And I'm going to tell y'all something about Loretta Lynn. She was as real as, you know, you put these country music stars or these actors, you put them up on this pedestal and think, oh my God, you know, they would never speak to me. I'm just a simple person. Miss Loretta, and I always did call her Miss Loretta, she was down to earth, one of the greatest people that I have ever run across in my life. And she was truly, what you seen was truly Loretta. She was not fake in any way.
Good deal.
So I was privileged to know her children and grandchildren. They've been very good to me as far as Roger can relate. It's hard to get disability, and they've been very good to let me just work my hours that I can work when they didn't have to do that. So it just goes to show you there are a lot of good people still in this world, and the majority of them, I'm going to have to say, are in the catfishing world. Every one of y'all, I love you. I appreciate you, and watch out, because I'm fixing to tear some fish up.
Well, Paula, we appreciate you coming on and saying the kind words. You've got all the support behind you with the Catfish family, as big as it is. And if you need anything else from us, don't hesitate. Reach out and say the word. But thank you so much for coming on and giving us an update. We love seeing you. We love hearing and talking to you.
Well, I'm going to let you know when my last treatment in February, the date. Hey, James Fox, I can't wait to pick your brain, because you've done the 5 years. But I'll let you know, Roger, I'm going to go live, because I've tricked my mother and told her that the doctor wants her to be down there to, let them know what to look for in case, I'm showing signs. And she fell for it. I don't know how, but she fell for it. I'll get whooped after we walk out of the building, but I'm going to have her ring the bell with me. I think that's the greatest gift I could give her. Yeah. So I think I've blowed Creole just plumb out of the water. He can't even move.
He's scared stiff.
Technical difficulties. Let's see.
I'm just playing, but I won't take your show away from you. I wanted to tell y'all I love y'all, and I appreciate everything you have done, all your prayers, your support. And if y'all ever need me for anything, and I mean anything, I'm just a phone call, a message. Just let me know. If you need help putting on a tournament,
you gotta be careful with stuff like that, because I'll put you to work.
That's okay. Hey, I can outwork you. I can outwork you any day.
There you go. Well, Paula,
y'all have a great rest of the show, and love y'all to death. And God bless each and every one of y'all.
All right. Thank you, Paula.
All right, great. All right. We'll see y'all at CatCon or somewhere on the water.
All right. See you, girl. We love you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That was a pleasant surprise there from Paula. I don't know about you guys, but when Paula Smith says, "Hey, could you let me come on the show for a minute?" You let Paula Smith come on the show for a minute.
Yep, that's right.
Absolutely, you do.
So, well, Brandon, appreciate your patience there. Still a little bit of the show, but we want to talk about. So, I've been hearing rumors about some guy using Livescope to catch catfish. Now, I got to be honest with you. Up until now, everyone's been saying, well, Livescope, it's really just for the crappie guys or the bass guys. I mean, for catfishing, you could use it to locate bait, but really there's no use of having it outside of that. And I'm being told that you think otherwise.
Yeah, that's not entirely true. Like, even as a catfish guy, what do? We go look for structure, deep structure and ledges, and we put our baits in the right spot. So just like I think when Daryl got all excited, was talking to you the other day. We got up that morning. It was cold. Like, my boat was frozen, and I went and kind of showed them how the Livescope worked on the docks. We actually went out to catch some crappie, went for some bait, and then we moved on to Sequoia to the nuclear plant. And there's my Dalmatian. But when I turned the transducer on at the nuclear plant, you could see like the warm water under there, like actually swirling, and you could see the catfish like right behind the hump. And I was like, no, our baits need to be exactly right here. I think I made believers out of them that day, and what it looked like.
So, and that video you said was from the nuclear plant, right?
Yeah, that's one of my full length videos, and I've only uploaded like 3 videos ever, so it should be easy to find.
Yeah, it's easy to find. I couldn't tell how long it was, if there was a time stamp or a certain.
No, just start from the beginning. You'll be able to see some good footage of that.
All right, we'll do that. We'll pull that up here in just a second. All right. I'm going to blow this up real quick. All right, so here we are. Kind of walk us through what we're looking at here. So I'm looking. I see fish right here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's that kind of swirl moving from right to left is the hot water coming.
This is the warm water coming out of the pipe right here, right?
That's right. Yep. And that's the hump that we're fishing, and we're putting our baits right in that strike zone. And as we sat there watching fish, you would just see them kind of moving up through that hot water. But most of the time they are staying kind of tucked down behind that ledge. So you can do the same thing on any ledge and make sure your baits are in the strike zone. But if you take your mouse up to the top where the 0 is, that's actually where the boat is on Livescope.
Yeah, up here.
Yeah, so on that axis, the 0 is the boat, and then like if you were actually casting out, that 10, 20, 30, 40 is how far you need to cast to get your baits out, 40 foot. And then the other axis is the depth there. So this
up here is the distance from the boat, right?
Yeah. The boat is 0. And
0 right here.
Goes, so you can see how handy that is if you're using Livescope to catch bait and you're like, okay, the bait's 10 foot in front of the boat. I'll throw the net this direction. So that's a good use of that screen.
Yeah, no kidding. That's And here's the thing. I mean, just talking out loud. What's up, Zach? River Warriors in the house. He's tuning in from work. Justin Mullidor, welcome, buddy. You're over 45 feet deep, is what I'm noticing here. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's how deep it is up there at the hot water discharge.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I got to be honest with you. My perception up until this point has been, anything over 20 feet. 30 feet deep, it's really not that effective. And this is blowing that theory right out of the water, because I can see, I see the fish down here that you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
I see, the pipe is obviously right here in this area right here. And it's unreal that you could see that clearly.
Yeah.
And the main advantage of Livescope over like your down imaging and everything is my transducer is on a pole, so I can turn it, and so that 60 foot out from the boat, I can make it face any direction manually that I want it to, and you could scan water very quickly versus having to drive over it, around and around in the boat. And
I got you.
There goes someone reeling in a fish, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say,
yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah. I don't know. That was probably just a bait coming up fast because it looked too fast to be a fish. But
yeah,
that was probably when we were about to move or something.
Looks like the boat's shaking now. See how the lines are moving here. That might be somebody up. That might be somebody up on the boat getting the fish.
And that top orange line's supposed to be level with the screen. It shows that I need to raise my transducer up just slightly to get that leveled out. Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit, because I could tell you just from a guy that I love Garmin units. Well, and I got Garmin units, and I want a Livescope, and I want to feel like it's worth having. What's the level of difficulty for somebody, just grabbing a Livescope and going out here and trying to figure out how to use the thing? And because I'll be honest with you, it seems pretty intimidating at times.
Yeah. So mostly it was plug and play. I bought a 12-inch screen, so you really want the biggest screen possible that you can afford. That way you can see these things better. So
right.
That's why I chose the 12. And there's there's a gain setting on there you change up and down, and
yeah, I see it here.
But this view right here is basically default settings from the new transducer that I bought.
Okay.
This transducer is the Livescope Plus. Like in 2021, I bought the original Livescope, and this one is the new one that came out recently that you're looking at right there. It's not intimidating to get it set up, but it is a little confusing when you look at the transducer because it has. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I had a rowdy bunch that day with Bob and Daryl.
I got to tell you, I was Daryl was extremely excited. Hey, Robin, thanks for stopping in. Daryl was excited after he spent the day with you out on the boat, and he immediately contacted me and said, "Man, you have got to get him on the show. You won't believe what he's doing with Livescope." And I also thought about bringing Bob and Daryl on the show, but then you wouldn't get to talk none. So,
yeah.
But man, I tell you that's cool right there. I know you sent me a couple of snapshots or images also. Let me pull that off here real quick.
Yeah.
And see if I can't grab some. You said, was there another video here that you wanted to look at?
I
would watch them all. So I don't.
Yeah, you can show them the short that I made where Austin was reeling in a fish. It was like on down mode on that one, I think. So it'd be a different view.
Yeah, it'll show up differently, but I'm sure we can make it out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I can't make it any bigger there, but hopefully you guys can all see that.
Yeah, but when you rotate the transducer pointing down, that puts the boat in the middle of the screen, and that's what I do. Like if we're gonna go suspend drift baits, that's the way we float by and watch it, and that way, like as we're floating down the river, if there's like a boulder coming that's gonna get snagged up on everything, I see it come on the screen from right to left, and me and my partner will be like, all right, you got to raise the baits because we're about to get snagged. I went out with Daryl one time and he didn't have Livescope, and we got snagged the whole time, so it was rough,
Yeah. Well, here's something. One, I'm watching. The title says a blue cat coming up.
Yeah. So
I'm watching your silhouette here in the screen. I'm watching you actually bring a fish up.
Yeah. You see him.
And
you see
the
him
fish here, coming as you pull. He's coming up more.
So you could kind of make out the sinker and the blue cat coming up in that short, which was really cool. And you wouldn't believe the things that we see on this Livescope when we're fishing, like blue cats coming off the bottom and going totally vertical to hit a bait and then going back down with it. Like all the time. Me and Austin were like, that was awesome, This, let's see, what's this? Oh, if you skip forward like to the 45.5-minute mark, this was a light tackle battle with the flathead, and I had a bass rod on the boat, and I decided to put a tiny bluegill on the bass head, and Austin was like, "That's a terrible idea," and so we had to fight this guy for 2 hours. But that's the flathead right there in the middle of the screen. He's a 48-pounder, and he comes up and blows bubbles out, and then you see his tail at the top as he's pulling drag to go back down.
So here's Bubbles coming from.
Yeah, that's Bubbles, and that's him just ripping me back to the bottom. So,
and that is in 68 foot of water.
Yeah, so you could totally make out the fish easily. That was on my older Livescope.
Okay, I was getting ready to say, because this says a GLS 10, and the other one was a LS 34.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was that was back in May when we caught that big guy.
Man, I'm telling you what, you're blowing my mind. If anybody sells Livescope, you need to get a hold of this footage.
Yeah, no kidding.
We could talk about whatever, but this right here is a selling point to be able to watch that warm water, I mean, so clear, and see that the fish, you know, you would think they might be, you know, somewhere near it. You wouldn't think that they'd be sitting on top of it like a hot tub or a jacuzzi.
Yeah,
But these
they're just
fish are
hanging out.
They're laying right on smack dab on top of it. Now, how clear, you know, because most of our water for most of the year is muddy, stained, or dirty.
Yep.
How clear is this water that you're fishing, and how clear does it have to be, or will it just kind of will it still look the same, but everything's going to be in a different tone, being in muddier water?
I think it still looks the same. It's just like using other sonar where you have to adjust your sensitivity up or down, maybe to get the look that you want. But I've never gone out, even in muddy water in the river gorge when it was nasty. I could still use it, no problem. So.
Here's a good question for Steve. Do you have to actually have to change the direction of the transducer to go from forward to down? I'm thinking is what he meant, from live to down.
Yeah, you have to take the transducer. I actually brought it inside to show you.
All right, well, let's.
Oh, cool.
Let me. We'll have to move this around, I'm sure, but
yeah,
there we go.
So that's what the transducer looks like, and you actually have to, like, forward mode is jacked up like that or something, and down mode you have to turn it down one click. So you have to loosen this up and manually switch it to go from forward to down mode.
Okay.
And, the way this thing works, it actually has there's like 3 flat bars on there.
Yeah.
It's basically 3 transducers that all shoot 45 degrees. And then there's a brain box for Livescope on the boat that assembles all this information to give you the picture that you see.
Okay.
And this pole is made by Fishizzle.for. So as I'm scanning water, this is mounted on the side of the boat, and I'm turning and, you know, looking, finding fish.
Bobcat said that he was able to play with it. He said it's easy to use. So if Bobcat can figure it out, anybody can.
Oh yeah, it's really not bad. But yeah, you do have to make that manual adjustment, and then I wouldn't recommend buying one of these unless you have like a spot lock trolling motor, because I actually had Livescope before I had my Tarova, and it would be frustrating seeing things and not being able to, you know, have the boat control that you need to use it properly.
So which mode do you find yourself using most often for fishing, or does it determine on your style of fishing for that day, whether it's forward or down?
Yeah, if we're going to go like suspend drift deep holes, we're in the down mode. And what happens is my partner Austin sits on the front of the boat with the rods up there, and we have the transducer pointed where it's sideways, where his baits and my baits are on the screen at the same time.
Okay.
And then we're telling each other if there's a boulder coming. And and then you can actually watch your bait coming in towards a boulder, and you're like, all right, I need to raise it up. All right, let it back down. And you know, it's pretty cool. If you get the Garmin like Active Captain app on your phone, then you can connect to the Wi-Fi on the unit, and then so when I'm on the back of the boat, I can be looking at what's on the Livescope on my phone, so we can both see the depth at the same time and see where our particular bait is.
So you can actually use your phone, or I would imagine the same would go for a tablet or something as an extra screen.
Yep, and you can use your tablet or phone to even make adjustments to the gain on the unit or change the depth. Like, you can control it from your phone. Or like the recordings that I uploaded, you make those from that app also. So is
that how you did the recordings you got here?
Yeah, through that app, it'll just let you record the helm.
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, Zach's kind of snapped me back to reality here. I'll be honest with you. I got so excited about getting into this that we kind of skipped over introducing you as Brandon, where are you from, and all that. And I apologize for that, but Zach's helping me get back on track. So, Brandon, where are you from?
Yeah, that's okay. I'm Brandon Hudson, and I'm from Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, and I'm basically 15 minutes from downtown Chattanooga.
Got it.
So I mostly fish the Nickajack Reservoir beneath the Chickamauga Dam, and then I live like 10 minutes from the gathering that Daryl's putting on.
Okay.
I basically live 10 minutes from there. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was a local cat fisherman posting stuff for the last couple of years, and I never really done the YouTube thing. And Bob and Daryl reached out to me like, hey, we need one more guy for the battle. Are you interested? And they've like slowly sucked me into the YouTube thing ever since.
Hey, Jody, thank you for dropping his link. Yeah, so as he's mentioning there, he's slowly getting into some YouTube content. As you guys saw me pull up this little bit of his content there. If you guys don't mind going over and clicking on him and watching, because I imagine as he gets more experience, like most of us, it only gets it's only going to get better from here. So be sure to check him out. What about family? What's your family like?
Well, my mom and sister live in town, and my family, I have a wife named Megan, and we have 0 kids and a ton of animals. So we have a horse farm here in Saudi where my wife runs a boarding business. So there's like 30 horses on the property. We have a donkey, a sheep, chickens. Wow. I got a wiener dog now, you know.
Oh, McFishizzle had a farm.
Yeah. We have a lot of. We even have a Jersey cow, so we have fresh milk every day. And
no kidding.
And Bob's been buying butter off me every now and then. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I told you when we talked about having you on the show that I was excited to hear about what you're doing, because I got to be honest, man. I've wanted a Livescope since I learned about them, but I primarily catfish. I do love to crappie fish at times as well, but Bobcat says I need butter. But yeah, I've been selfishly looking for an excuse why it would justify me having one. And I don't know how many guys in chat just now saw this footage and thought, I got to have one. I got to have that.
Yeah. It's once you have it, it's a little frustrating to go on a boat that doesn't have one.
Well, this is, I'll be honest with you. My biggest takeaway from all of the, Livescope footage and talk that I've seen, in all the other chats and forums and things, is that the knowledge that is gained. It's not so much the being able to catch the fish and but more about learning the habits and personalities or whatever from the fish. Mostly talking to crappie. Guys will say that in the heat of the day they pull up on a brush pile, and they never would have thought in a million years that the fish would leave the brush pile and come to the shade of their boat. And they had to try to catch the fish from out underneath their boat.
Oh, wow.
And, things like that we're learning now through the technology and through everyone having it. But now seeing that it does work in catfish waters, maybe people knew it worked and they didn't tell anybody. You just let the cat out the bag.
That's a possibility too.
But, I feel like that big advantage of Livescope over other technologies is that it's got that 135-degree angle that you're shooting down, so you're just covering so much water at a time. It just makes it so much faster to find things, So that to me alone is worth it. There's been times where I pull in a slough and turn the Livescope over, and there's some like dormant bait fish, and you go and just cast net. They're right on the screen, cast net right over the top of them. It's makes it easy.
Seeing I kind of knew that's where, Zach and I unfortunately share a lot of thoughts and opinions the same, but kind of one of the reasons we talk about why we love Epic Catfish so much is it explains the why. It's not so much, somebody in your area is doing good. Like right now, we're talking about taking a trip, possibly to the James River here real soon. The information that we need isn't really where are you catching them. Like I need to know your spots. Is what are the fish doing right now?
Yeah.
Like why are they doing what they're doing? And we like to think that we've got enough time on the water that we can figure out the rest. We just need to know what the fish are doing just to give us a heads up. But knowing the why and this live scope, man, I'm be honest with you, I'm sitting there watching it out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
As we're talking, because it's just awesome. This right here, this video right here blows my mind. How easy it is to see what exactly is going on. And just how important that information is that those fish are laying on top of that pipe like a jacuzzi. And I would have never thought that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
A lot of people will come up there and fish a little further down where that water reaches the surface and swirls over here. But we kind of moved up above it where it was being emitted. So. But
and see that would be a big thing, for me, and I think for everybody, is that you could literally sit there on, let's say, your favorite fishing spot and just watch these fish, watch what they're doing, how they're moving around, how they're relating to different little spots within the spot, and it'll help you figure out why they're there. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you can even let a video record while you sit there and then go back and fast forward it and seeing real quick time what they were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure if LiveScope can help catch walleye with 8-ounce sinkers. I'm sure it might help. Fishizzle. Let me bring that back off there. Hey, Kevin Palmetto Cats is in the house. Thanks, Kevin, for stopping in. We're talking about LiveScope tonight, and I got to be honest with you, I'm blown away. I'm sitting there thinking, how am I going to get one of these things?
Yeah, I know. It's got me thinking like, how broke can I actually be and put this on the boat?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
wow.
go. Let me see.
And and like so many people have showed before that, for catching bait, it is a game changer. I mean, it's unreal what it'll do just to be able to catch bait.
Those of you, I know Jeremy's probably been paying attention, but I know that I have not been paying attention to chat. So if we missed any questions, now's your chance to get them in. And Bobcat says mortgage something. He's got to have it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't think Bobcat can afford it right now. He's truck shopping and boat shopping. I don't know if he can afford LiveScope too.
So you mentioned earlier that it's showing on what you said, 135-degree field of view.
Yes, because it has 3 transducers that are all 45 degrees, and then it combines it together. The black box, the brain combines the image, but that's why you can cover so much water, and you can even take the transducer and instead of looking forward, you can put it horizontally and get this crazy view they call like perspective view. So if you're like in shallow water and you think there's fish swimming all around, you can just kind of have a half pie chart on the screen of exactly where you need to cast, where the fish are. So
I think I've seen I can't believe it. Slunger Cat, daggone it, just slipped my mind. Chris Sanders, my goodness, yeah, he had a video up, and I think it was perspective mode that he was using to catch shad.
That's the one that I kind of underutilized, but it's really helpful. And when you're casting on that mode, you can even see your bait hit the water and kind of get an idea where the fish are. It's awesome.
I was trying to highlight it.
Yeah, thanks, Bob.
There.
How well does it pick up fish that are dug into the mud? Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess not very well unless they're sticking out of the mud quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a great tool, but it still has, I'd say if the fish aren't moving at all, it's going to be very hard to pick them out. Because unlike 2D traditional sonar, it doesn't have a hardness or whatever return.
No.
As far as I could tell, you may be able to adjust gain and tell the difference between a soft fish and a soft bottom. But I'm going to just knowing what I know about electronics, I'm going to say that's still going to be pretty tough. And that with this technology. Yeah.
Oh, so Ed's asking about how it would be for the shallow water.
Right.
I personally don't think I would recommend it for the 20-foot holes for the catfishing. I think you would love it for finding bait, scanning the shallow water, scanning docks and stuff. But probably not worth it on the catfish stuff.
I don't know. I think it'd be worth it in every depth of water. Well, because I see so many videos of what crappie guys are doing in 20 foot of water. There's no reason that, picking up catfish, in that same depth of water wouldn't be just as effective. So you said you had the pole mounted, and maybe I missed it. But where do you have it mounted on the boat? Do you have it like at your console where you could kind of use your dash units to do that, or do you have it mounted up at the front of the boat?
I've got it mounted up on the front.
Okay.
I've got a chair up there that pivots, and there's a place local called Hennessy Outdoor Electronics, and they built a nice metal bracket that bolts to the floor of the boat on the front deck and holds it up about a foot. And so I have it up there, and that's kind of what I would prefer, just because you're up there by the trolling motor and you're on your seat where you can pivot and look around, and I kind of preferred having it up there.
At what speed? Because when we're scanning for structure and whatnot with our graphs, traditionally we're 3 to 4 mile an hour. What speed? I mean, from what I know about Livescope is sitting still. But if you're trying to hunt down, active fish or whatnot, what speed is that capable of seeing things while moving, or does it need to be very, very still?
You can still see things when you're moving, but like even at the max speed of the trolling motor, but the fish is going to fly across the screen. You really want to slow down so you can observe the data. And the way I have that pole mounted on the side of the boat, you can't really have it down if you're moving that fast, or it'll start to shake from the current hitting it.
Gotcha.
So you don't want to be going too fast with that pole down. You'll rip it off.
So I guess my question would be, okay, like what besides the Livescope, what other electronics do you have on your boat?
I also have a Humminbird Helix 10 that does the mega side, mega down. I have Lake Master Premium chip on the boat, which is really, really cool. It'll put the satellite imagery on the bank where you're fishing. It's actually got some smart strike features where you can be like, okay, I'm going for catfish in the wintertime. And then it'll ask you about water clarity, and it'll point out spots on the river where it thinks you should try. So I've enjoyed fishing those and trying to come out with some new holes that I might not have even noticed on the river. So that's one thing. Then I've got like a 3-year-old Tarova on the boat. That's a 24 volt and some Chinese lithium batteries that are working okay for me for now. And I guess that's about it as far as electronics.
So basically, you've got, as far as electronics go, you've got every type of imaging available to anybody right now. You've got everything. You've got everything from basic 2D all the way up to LiveScope and everything in between. So this is what I'm really curious about is take us through your steps from when you leave the ramp and you are scouting an area, especially one that maybe you've never been in much or maybe not at all. How are you using every different type of electronic and imaging you have from the time you scout the spot to the time you decide, okay, we're throwing baits? How are you utilizing every little thing that you have?
That's the exact question I was waiting for you to throw in.
So if I'm anchor fishing, I'm pretty much gonna only have the Helix unit on, and I like my traditional sonar, split screen with my map, and so I'm checking, whatever depth I think they're going to be at that day. I'm just checking for aquatic life in general to show up on the fish finder. I'm just trying to find places that aren't dead water,
Gotcha.
and I'm not even gonna pull the live scope out unless I'm doing certain situations.
Hello, welcome.
We can see you.
She said she did that earlier, and I didn't see her. But
I didn't either, but I got her that time.
Yeah.
Zach wants to know how long you've been using lithium batteries.
Oh goodness, I've only had them since I got my new boat last fall, so it's not been long.
Okay, I got you. He just recently switched over to lithium, so I think he's still trying to get a true expectation of.
I've had them, just a few months so far, but I've really enjoyed them during that cold spell that we had when it was like in the single digits here.
Right.
I was really worried they were going to mess up. So like, how they say, like, if you're cold, they're cold. Like I brought my batteries like in the house, and I was like, these things, I had them in here in the heat. I was like, I'm not going to mess up these lithiums, man.
Yeah. I hear a lot of great things about the lithium, but the cold is one of the concerns, and I don't know where technology is on those right now, but I'm sure if there's an issue, it won't be long before they fix it, because that seems to be the way of the future right there.
I think if I'm cruising around water that's not too deep, I'm going to have the side imaging on, just looking. If it's a new area, I'm just going to look for some kind of a big piece of structure or something on the side imaging, and then make a waypoint on that. Then I'll go check it out from there. And just a good way to cover a lot of water, because the Helix, like mega side imaging, looks really good.
Oh, I know. Zach has the Helix 12 mega, and man, we see tires laying on the bottom, and I can tell you what size they are.
Yeah, it's a good year.
Yeah, it's insane. My opinion, I've actually got Lowrance, I've got a Humminbird, and I've got Garmin, and the Humminbird side imaging just blows me away. I haven't seen like the top end of other units, but it's hard to beat that. I'm telling you.
One video I'm hoping to do, just to be something different and off the wall. I want to do a live scope video catfishing with A-rigs, like bass fishermen use, but like a gigantic A-rig with like skipjack heads on it. I'm gonna throw that down on the screen.
Oh man, like the umbrella rig for bass.
Yeah, like I'm gonna throw a massive umbrella rig with skipjack heads for like 3 baits on there.
Oh god. What do you got? You hook up 3 big fish, and
I
make a good video.
I'll probably have to put like 100+ pound braid on the line. I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So they drug you into the world of YouTube. You got some shorts out there right now. Can you talk us through a little bit of your gear? What kind of so we got the electronics figured out, but when it comes to, I mean, let's face it, you catch good fish. You put an 80-pounder in the boat like a couple weeks ago. You know, lots of big fish I'm seeing on your videos. Plus, you know, once I heard about you joining the Tennessee guys, I snooped and get low down on you, and you catch nice fish. So, what are your, you know, rods, line, hooks, things like that? What are the products that you trust?
My favorite setup is a Hellcat heavy action with an Abu 6500 and 50-pound braid. And
I got you.
Then the Hellcat is just so light. I just appreciate that, how many times I'm casting when I'm going out and anchoring.
Yeah.
My second favorite would be the Mad Cats rods, just because they're a little heavier.
Mm-hmm.
The handle on a Mad Cats doesn't come out of the rod holder as easily when the big fish hit like a Hellcat will.
Yeah.
But Mad Cats does that $500 weekly challenge, so lots of times that's what I'm using just because of that. And that just makes it fun.
Yeah.
And so when I took Bob and Daryl out the other day, I was like, don't bring anything but Mad Cats when we go out.
Well, money talks and everything else walks.
Yep, that's it.
It just they have some really good owners up there. It just keeps it interesting, you know.
Yeah, Matt Knight is from everything that I've known. I haven't personally dealt with him one-on-one, but from everything I've seen and heard about him and about the company is outstanding. And for me personally, you know, backing a company or backing a good brand is more important than you know, looking the coolest or whatever. But the same goes for Hellcat. Caleb Page and the people over at Catch the Fever. They're awesome people. I know Caleb personally, and so yeah, I like to support it. What about hooks? What kind of hooks are you running?
I'm running pretty much 10-aught Daiichis on everything, and if I'm gonna throw like a gigantic bait, like dragging a whole skipjack or something, I might put a larger one. Is, you know, the front bait's just kind of holding the fish in the mouth, and the back one's going to hook it. So I might put like a 12-aught back there.
Right.
When I do that, I run a 100-pound mono leader and like some super heavy duty swivels. And actually, last year I swapped over to crimping everything. So I got tired of tying big mono. So I'll crimp all my leaders now. That 80-pounder I caught was on braid with a crimped leader, so I felt good about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you got a big fish on the line, you start second guessing everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I felt confident because I had brand new line on the reel, brand new leader made up, so I felt good about it. And I was patient with him that day. He just kind of that big fish just kind of wanted to hug the bottom on the back of the boat for like 15 minutes. He just wanted to stay down. I didn't force the issue too much. I was really trying to go live with like Jody and Bob and Daryl. I was trying to get on there to go live on a private live with them, but I couldn't get it set up. So I didn't really get any footage till I had him mostly worn out on the side of the boat, but it was still cool. At least I got something.
Absolutely.
I forgot what I was going to say. I was reading this right here. Battery performs well down to negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit aboard charging below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Discharge cutoff at negative 20. Negative 20. This is for the Dakota. Okay, so that's information on the Dakota. And I have seen a lot of videos where they've added the heat and the cold cutoff, you know, to prevent damaging the battery itself. So
the brand on that. Yeah, I appreciate that comment. My batteries, I think the brand name is like Wise, and they were like $2.99 a piece on Amazon. They're like 100 amp hours.
Okay,
there you go.
Now, earlier you mentioned you got a new boat. What you got? What kind of boat you running?
It's a 2472 Sea Arc Fish Extreme, and
Okay.
it's pretty much a gigantic John boat with a center console. And I also duck hunt, so I'll fill the boat with decoys and guns
Okay. I got you.
buddies, and so I didn't want the big like double windshield or anything like that. I wanted all the space.
I got you.
But it's got a Yamaha 115 on it. It's got a decent sized live well in the back, and then the front of the console has a bait well.
Okay.
And but yeah, it worked out really good for my like all-purpose boat. And
Gotcha.
So what you're saying is, I can't hear you coming from about 3 miles away now.
Yeah, I know the guys miss my old boat because since I was into duck hunting before catfishing, my old boat was a gator tail, and it actually had a General Motors car engine on the back of it with a car muffler going out the back with like hardly any baffles in it, and that was hooked to a mud drive case, and they could hear me for like miles coming up the river, and they're like, there's Brandon. And
yeah,
I think some people kind of missed my old boat just because of that. It was so
we knew
funny.
it was you.
Yeah,
I
knew exactly where you were.
When I came down to fish the gathering, I was fishing with Daryl one day, and we heard you coming. I'm like, what the heck is that? And he's like, that's Brandon. I'm like, what's a Brandon? He's like, that's his boat. I'm like, what in the world? Like, he ain't sneaking up on nothing. No.
Yeah, that thing's loud. I actually still have it. I got to decide if I'm going to sell it or not. But having trouble.
Yeah, it's hard to let boats go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl says that thing's awful loud. I had all intentions of coming to the gathering, but I believe the Sea Arc Invitational is the exact same weekend, and Zach and I had decided to give that a shot this year and try to go fish that tournament. I'm hoping it's not the same weekend, but I'm not 100% sure yet. If anybody knows that. Actually, Trey might know. Trey, you know the dates on that? Is it April 14th, 15th, and 16th, or that weekend? So I'm hoping not, because I really enjoyed myself last year. I know we met briefly at the gathering last year, correct?
Yeah. I met you at the pavilion that day. After the meal there. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was in the presence of a legend, but I know now.
No, the gathering this year, we're going to put like a $500 bounty on the biggest fish caught. So I don't know. That probably won't pay as much as the Sea Arc Invitational, but there's that. $500.
Yeah. Man, I wish you did that last year. I won the biggest fish. Biggest fish
Did you?
Last year. Yeah, I won it. That's where I got my first Mad Cats rod. It was actually Pat, who used to be Real Beast, was now Twisted Tackle. He put that Mad Cats rod up for the largest catfish caught, and I think it was 24 hours after the meal, and I ended up winning that.
Heck yeah! Hopefully, we have tons of giveaways for this year.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last year. I really enjoyed myself. I still am looking forward. Hopefully, it's not the same weekend. Hey, there's Catfish Viking. He was there with us last year as well. A lot of people. Yeah, Zach's in there. So there's Yak Shore. What's up, buddy?
Anthony.
So I think another question that I've got, and Roger's going to get why I'm asking this question, but how long have you had your live scope now?
Let's see, probably 2 full years.
Oh, okay. So you've got a lot of time in it. So perfect.
Yeah.
What have you observed watching these catfish that maybe you've learned that surprises you, that maybe, hey, it's changed your way of thinking or fishing just by observing what's some of these things you've seen these fish do or react that's really surprised you?
one weird thing that me and Austin saw, we were suspend drifting a deep hole, and we had the baits coming over towards a fish, and the fish could sense the bait coming toward it, and the fish went down to the bottom and got behind a rock, like a house cat that was about to pounce on something, and then as soon as the bait got over the top of it, it just went vertical and took it down. It was almost like
it actually ambushed it.
It ambushed it from behind the rock, and the fish went straight vertical to get the bait. It turned and went back down. We just looked at each other like blown away. Like, did you see that?
Wow.
So that's just crazy. And that just showed us the importance of like parking the boat behind some of those big rocks we were finding, and giving the scent some time to, move back across those rocks and see what you could pull off of them.
Yeah, a lot of times, obviously, those fish knew that bait was coming. They knew, and far enough in advance to get in an attack position.
Yeah, and it's just it's crazy to think they can ambush a bait that intensely at like 75 feet down and hit it with that precision. Like, it was just bizarre. So that's. I wish I was recording when that happened, because it's just one of the things we keep talking about. That was cool.
Was that a blue cat?
That was a blue cat. Yeah.
Man. Yeah. After the Sea Arc tournament is April 20. It's the following weekend.
Well, there you go.
I will be at the gathering one way or another.
No excuses, Roger.
I might have to take 2 weeks off and go to the gathering, and then go to Sea Arc. Maybe I could talk Zach and I'll drag him down with me.
Yeah,
there you go.
It'll be. I already rented a tent site for the gathering. I don't know how much I'll stay there, so if anyone wants to pile in on that, I live 10 minutes away, so I might not be there very much. We just might put the camper in your yard then. Yeah, there you go. That'd be no problem, really.
I got a pop-up up here. It needs a little bit of work, but I talked to Bobcat last year. I was like, man, I had to bring a pop-up down here somewhere and stick it. I love fishing that area, just in general,
Oh, yeah.
I got you. Let's see. Now that everybody's talking about the $500 big fish payout. That's always fun and exciting. The giveaways, man, if they even just meet the giveaways they had last year, it'd be amazing. But to do, Zach says he's in 2 weeks down south. I didn't think I'd have to twist his arm to go fish the Tennessee River.
And they moved it up this year, so like that second week in April should be some pretty good fishing around here.
Good fishing. We had pretty good time last time when I was out with Daryl. I told myself this year, Muskrat asked Brandon if he's using rattles when he saw that fish attack. Great question.
No, because we were suspend drifting, so I would have just had like a 5 or 6 ounce coin sinker on, and then the leader going down to the hook. So the skipjack blood was enough for it to recognize that it was coming.
Awesome.
Night, Russ.
I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's sitting there thinking that I can almost feel the gears grinding, and everyone else is. Yeah, we'll end up talking about this as well. Bink and Janet put on a fantastic fundraising tournament last year in Gallipolis that had fantastic fishing turnout, and the day wasn't even over, and people were willing to pay for the next year's entry fee just to get in. So
wow,
Bobcat, we both know you was having a ball. That was it's kind of an inside joke, but I always have a good time. I've actually been fortunate enough to fish with Bobcat now a couple 2 or 3 times actually. It's turned into be quite the adventure. But yeah, we love fishing that area. But we're talking about taking a trip to the James River right now, just because our fishing is kind of pooped out right now. And to be completely honest, we need some redemption. We don't take a butt whipping very well. And the James has kicked my butt once, and it kicked his twice. And we don't take that very well. So the only way to get over that is get back on the horse and keep on riding. So we're gonna probably give it another shot and see if we can't put some big fish in the boat.
Yeah, but, I want to do a Kerr Lake trip. It's like one of my.
I was going to ask if you have any other trips. So do you pretty much fish that area? Is that where you've grown up and all that, or do you got dreams of fishing other rivers or areas?
Yeah, I've pretty much fully fished here on Chickamauga and Nickajack, and some on Gunnersville. I went fishing one time with Viking down on Wheeler and Pickwick. Hit those two reservoirs. That's mostly where I duck hunt, is down there, 2-3 hours to the west in Alabama. But Kerr Lake is on the bucket list for sure. And then I'd like to go south to I like to go to Cocodrie, Louisiana. I go down there to go catch redfish and speckled trout. And I'd like to find some blue cat waters kind of north of there, wherever the good blue cat waters are.
I know a guy who happens to be
that's right.
about 2 hours north of Cocodrie. I know exactly where that's at.
Yeah, so I'd love to give that a shot sometime and make it part of my buddy has a camper on the coast in Cocodrie, Louisiana, and we can basically go crash there anytime and put the boat in, and he saw how
not hard to find. I'm not hard to get a hold to. Trust me, y'all got to pass just about right by my house to get to Cocodrie. So,
I'd love to meet and fish with you. My buddy saw how big my Sea Arc was, and he's like, we're gonna take that thing to the oil rigs. He's like, we're going to the rig.
Boy. There you go. Daryl's giving you a little plug there, saying please take the time to subscribe to Brandon over at Fishizzle.
Hey, thank you, Daryl.
Make sure if you do that, click on a couple of those videos and leave a comment or something. Make sure it sticks. So when he does start kicking out some more of this content, I'm looking at shorts and like second 60 in a day, new PB, Curtis, just weighing, just 50-pound cats. I mean, just bait for days. There's all kinds of cool stuff going on over there. So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with next, and sharing with everybody. But we made it over an hour already. See, before the show, Brandon's like, well, I am kind of a quiet guy at times. I was like, look, we got you covered.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. We can talk. We will drag information out of you until you tell us to shut up.
Yeah, there we go.
I just think the LiveScope thing is so amazing because it really gives us a window into what those catfish are doing at that particular moment. That really no other electronic shows you that. It shows you they're here, but that's about all you get. You get to actually watch these fish do what they do, and it's so fascinating that there's so much to learn just from watching it. It really is. Well,
all of our other sonars is honestly looking in the past. Now, it may have only been a second ago, but it's all in the past. As your screen goes across, it's all old information.
Yep.
And this is now. This is exactly what's going on right now, second by second. And that's an important tool. I gotta admit, everything I thought I knew about LiveScope, and I guess I just wanted to believe that it just wouldn't work for catfishing because they're expensive and I couldn't afford it anyway. Now I got to have one.
Yeah, it gets you curious now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Man. Once people lay eyes on it, they really like it and see how easy it is to get that information. And just like I showed you the hot water discharge, it gives you a good picture in your mind, better picture than most people of what the bottom looks like in different places. So it's valuable information.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see such a big picture of the bottom. Because like you said, it's 135 degrees. So that means in 100 feet of water, you're looking at, well, 135-foot circle on the bottom. That's a massive coverage area.
That's a huge footprint.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I could sit here and watch this for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I need to start a new channel and just go out there and go live and point the camera at the live scope and leave it on.
I would never get anything done. I'm telling you right now, I'd never get anything done.
Yeah, there are a couple of crappie guys that do just that, and I catch myself running into their shows, and just trying to learn, how difficult it is to run a live scope, because it looks like a lot of cumbersome work. You got all this stuff on the front of the boat, and you got, but in reality, I don't think it's really that bad.
I mean, look, one of the biggest fish we've ever put in our boat, Dad's 64-pound PB, was basically because of LiveScope. Even though I've never had it on my boat, by watching Justin Johnson use it on his boat, he mentioned that the catfish don't like when they're staring at his bait. He picks it up and lets it back down, and they would go away. He said the catfish his fish didn't like that. Dad remembered that. We went fishing, 3-foot waves, boats doing this the whole time, trying to suspend. And, against what I was trying to say, Dad's like, hey, let's put the baits on the bottom. Keep them from rocking around so much. He did it anyway. 10 minutes later, we had a 64-pounder in the boat. We would not have caught that fish had it not been for that piece of information from somebody else's video, and that's thanks to, you would not have known that had it not been for LiveScope.
All right, here looks like Trey. He's got a LiveScope that he's using for bait, and now he says he can't wait to try it for cats. So somebody who's already even has the equipment, just saying what the benefits look like, probably had the same mindset I had before I came into tonight's show, which is, it's just not really that effective for catfish in deep water and whatnot. So, Steve, to answer your question here, for me personally, I try to buy what I can afford. I try to buy the newest technology that I can afford right now, because it doesn't matter if it's a car, a phone, or fish finders, transducers. They have to improve and have to come out with new technology and get better and better and better, because it's a race. Each company's trying to get to the top, and this guy's going to come out with this, and this guy's going to come out with this. They probably already have technology that would blow this technology away, but if they dropped it now, they wouldn't have anything to work towards. So in my opinion, I would buy what I could, the best that I could afford at the time, and be happy with it, because look at this technology right now, and we're like, well, it might get better next year. Oh yeah, go back 3 years.
Exactly.
And if you had this opportunity 3 years ago, I mean, you'd be king of the hill. I mean, it's insane how fast things change. But that's kind of my mentality anyway, is just buy the very best technology that you can afford at the time. And, if it comes out with something bigger, better, badder next year, well, unless you can afford it, just get good at what you got, because, we've all got electronics, and I could say that I'd venture to say that 75% of everyone using their electronics right now are not using it to the full capacity or even close.
Absolutely. 100% true. I know I'm not, because I rarely use my side scan, and Roger looks at me funny every time I say that. I rarely use side scan, just because I fish such deep water that 2D shows me a big picture of what I need to see.
Well, and the thing I'll tell you is, after fishing deep water with Zach, so we go down and fish Wilson, and we get into 100, 120 foot of water, and the sonar, it doesn't want to work that well, that deep. You've really got to change the frequency. You can't use mega. You've got to go down to like 455. kilohertz. It just doesn't have the power to get out there and back. So I kind of get it when you're talking about not using side scan, but I would say if it was me, I would concentrate more on what I have and being proficient with it than I would, newer technology, because
absolutely,
if you can learn how to read what you got, I mean, look at, not to throw him under, this is negative, but like Stan 3, he'll tell you, he don't have the greatest, the latest and the greatest technology, but he can read that graph and he knows exactly what he's looking at.
That's what matters more than anything. That's right.
because of that, he's dangerous. And he might only have $100 unit on there, but he knows exactly how to use it. And he's just as dangerous or more than these guys that's got big high dollar units, is because
you better believe it.
It all comes down to what you're capable of.
Yep.
Yeah, Bobcat says, I don't use mine much either. I can't believe that, Bobcat. You better, man. Yeah. We use our sides. If we had to choose between the three, we'd use side scan over the other two.
Really?
Yeah, Bob doesn't use much side scan at the dam bumping up there, does he?
No, and I get that, but he's not always bumping. Yesterday yesterday he tried to bump a little bit, but he ended up I think he ended up anchoring up on a deep hole somewhere. But
yeah, we're all having cold water withdrawals right now. I know. I understand where Bobcat's at. It's tough when it's just too cold and you got to leave the bumping rod at the house. It's tough.
Yeah, Bobcat says I fish the same 100 feet of water. Maybe if you get up to Raccoon Mountain, you might find 100-some foot of water, but you ain't find 100 foot there in Chattanooga, I don't believe.
Well, no, what he means is he fishes the same 100-foot stretch horizontally. Yeah. He pulls up, comes back, pulls up.
You don't need,
yeah, that's what he means.
He's got a mental printout of every rock. He is banged off of every rock in that place by now, I'm sure.
Look, I'm the same way. That stretch that I bump below that hydro, it's probably 1,000 feet at the most. I can tell you where every rock, every old cable, every piece of broken revetment, I've bumped it hundreds of times now. And saying, there's nothing like learning it through that bumping rod.
Yeah, and he's good at it too. He's not getting snagged up like most people would, and he'll show you a sinker, and it's like totally the lead's flat on the bottom where he's used it so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think any of my sinkers ever make it that long to.
Yeah, mine didn't either.
Oh yeah, I've got some cannonballs that if I'd put them on the table, they wouldn't roll. They're flat on the bottom. I promise you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we like to bump. Our favorite place to bump is Nickajack. We love Nickajack Dam, and even after this little while, you start to learn, the big stuff and the crazy stuff, and the humps and the valleys, and it don't take long to start printing that mental image in your brain after you bang a sinker off the bottom a couple hundred times.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Doesn't take long at all.
Yeah, that's one thing I hope to do some more of this year, is do some bumping, and maybe even not just bumping the dam, but bumping other places downriver, and just giving that experimenting with that. Yeah.
Given enough flow, you could bump the entire river. There's no saying it's got to be at the got to be at a dam anywhere.
Yeah.
So
that's what all the Mississippi guys there, especially down here, we don't have any dams on the Mississippi. It's all just main channel bumping. That's and some places that's kind of the only option you have because the current's too fast to do anything else.
That's kind of where I think, and I don't know this is my opinion, but I kind of think that's probably where bumping really originated from, is from the fast waters of the Mississippi and maybe even the Missouri, because you can't really do anything. You can't drift it. You can't drag it. You could barely you can barely anchor in it. Bumping is like probably one of the only efficient ways to keep bait on the bottom.
Yeah, that's all. Because let me tell you something. If you got to throw an anchor in 8-mile-an-hour current and try to keep a bait on the bottom, that's pretty tough to do.
Yeah, Harold said you should have flow tomorrow. Yeah, our river's looking to come up 20 feet by Friday.
Wow.
That's actually not bad for considering a couple other pools farther south. I know Chad and Mike Greenwell, his water is really going to be cranking up.
I saw that.
So
that means we're going to get it back in a month, about 3 weeks or a month. I'll be seeing all that. Thanks.
You'll be it's too cold to bump, so but we actually do better in the high water. Yeah, we actually fish in real low water conditions yesterday. Water was kind of coming up a little bit. Our bait was doing weird stuff. We launched in the morning. The marina was completely loaded with bait. Loaded. We're like, man, we drove an hour and a half one way to a lake to go get bait, and it was completely loaded in here. But it's a gamble.
Well, I saw that picture that was it Zach that put that picture on Facebook.
All that bait.
Yeah,
that was one throw of the cast net. We actually had 2 other throws, almost as much.
Wow.
Now we didn't keep all that, by the way. People were like, "Oh my god,
there ain't no way." Yeah,
we went through and picked out all the big stuff, and we probably threw 80-85% of what you saw on that deck back, because
that's crazy though.
Yeah, we gave some bait away. We fished for 2 days, and we bagged up about 10 gallons worth of shad last night.
Wow.
Nice.
Heck yeah. One throw. No sore shoulder, no nothing.
Well, I won't say that. Poor Zach. I was busy and I couldn't help him try to get bait. So looking into the weekend, he was actually out throwing that net for 2 days straight, coming up with nothing. 2 days he went out throwing that net, and so he has a sore shoulder and back. And but luckily we got to get on the bait over at Rocky Fork and get to fishing, so all is well. Good looking honky, Brandon, gentlemen. What?
Read it to yourself first. I left that off to the side. And I left it alone.
We'll go with this one. Pontoon Joe says Creole 10 for 10% off over at Triple City.
There we go. That's right.
That's a little safer.
Yeah. Well, I fell for that one. I didn't read it all. I flustered. I think Has still has the pin squalls at 20% off. Actually, everything's 20% off up until today was the last day, I think.
Yep. No, that ended yesterday. That ended last night. But you can still get 10% using any one of our codes.
There you go.
Still get a pin squall for 140. Pin squall 20.
Yeah, I actually looked because I love pin squalls. I actually looked, and that was the best price that you can get anywhere. Was Triple City Anglers. So, because I'm a bargain shopper, I'm not gonna lie. If I can find it cheaper somewhere else, I'm going to save a penny if I can. And but it was actually the cheapest I could find was at Triple City. So
we've got those, and we've got the Ancient Mariners. So
that's all right. What do you say? River Warriors do whatever. That's right.
Yep, that's right.
We fish stuff we probably shouldn't fish, but I got to be honest. And I just by talking to him, I know that we feel the same about this. But for me, the harder, the crazier the condition, whether it's freezing rain, wind, whatever, the tougher the condition, the bigger the reward is for when we are able to get on fish.
Yep.
Definitely. It's just that instant gratification of knowing that, you had everything stacked against you and you still pulled it out. So
it makes me nervous when it's too pretty. You know what I mean? When it's just the weather's perfect, the wind is perfect, the water is just perfect. It's like I instantly get nervous and I'm thinking, no, this is too easy. So either we're gonna skunk or something. Something ain't right.
That's what I'm thinking, Steve. What the heck, man? I got mods in here. They
didn't break any rules, technically.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. And another thing, Roger, I want to do this year is my buddy Aaron posted like some log information that he kept like all last year. He was keeping up with every fish, what it weighed, what the temperature was that day, what the water temp was, the pressure, water clarity, like all this information. And he sent me his Excel file, just the blank sheet to put my info in. So I'm gonna try to keep that this year. And he posted like that he had caught 35 fish, 50 pounds and up, and like real impressive numbers.
Nice.
No kidding.
So I won't have anything like that, but but it'll be just cool to see the trends of what's happening and when your good days were. So I'll try to keep up with that.
Yep. Zach did that for us last year. Not that exclusive, but just basically keeping track of catches and catches by month. There you go,
yep.
John Boy.
Yep. I got you. Yeah,
yes.
I got it, John Boy. I'm going to the post office this week.
Fontaine Jody wants to do a sticker giveaway.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I've got a stack of them over here. So if you want to give a few away, that's fine.
I got mine down in the downstairs, or I'd show everybody. Well, I can still show everybody. Hang on a second. We'll bring this up right here. You guys want like that's well less bite if you're suffering. You guys want Fishizzle sticker decal? Oh, I did leave it downstairs. They are sharp. Put Fishizzle in the chat, and we'll wrap up the show tonight with the giveaway. Good idea, Jody. Brandon, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight, man, and sharing what you're doing out there. You know, to me, you're opening the eyes of a lot of people. We had a great show tonight. You know, we were up to 80 people there, I think, at one point, tuning in and hanging out with us. I'm still at 68 people now, hour and a half into the show.
We were knocking on 90 people at one point. Oh yeah.
Were we? I'll be honest with you. I was pretty excited and still pretty excited about tonight's show and going through all this. I kind of lost track of the chat and the numbers and everything.
The only downside to this whole show is now pretty much every one of our girlfriends, wives, financial sponsors, whoever is now going to not like Brandon because of this, because he's being a bad influence.
Yeah.
You can blame me. That's fine.
Hey, Brandon, we kind of skipped over it. I know we talked before the show. And I thought it was kind of interesting. Tell everybody what you do for a living.
I'm actually a scheduler, so I work at TVA downtown, and all the big transmission towers and power lines you see going. Anytime we build a new one of those, I build a schedule for when we buy material, engineer, construction, all that, and I also track the cost for it. My wife Megan runs a boarding barn here, and so she takes care of about 30 horses for customers, and she trains horses and sells them and does her thing. So we also have Hudson Stables Inc. Here in Saudi. So
there you go. Bobcat says you got a sugar mama.
Yeah, that's right. I'm taken care of.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So that's why he can be a bad influence on us.
That's right.
Everything.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, like I said, I appreciate you sharing your time with us and kind of walking us through a little bit about what's going on. Look, excited to see what comes up next.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm going to try to do some more Livescope videos for sure in this coming season.
Yes, Livescope Lives. Yes.
Oh my,
that's a good idea.
I'm down, dude. I'm down.
Livescope Live.
Yes,
we will be there.
I need like 2 phones, and one in StreamYard is just the Livescope, and one as me to talk and just have it going. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. We got 23 people in for the sticker giveaway. You got about 5 seconds left. We're going to roll this thing up, and we're going to let Brandon get out of here. And Jeremy and I, we got get up early and get going. So
gotta go make that money. I gotta buy more stuff now. I gotta make money. So
now I gotta work more hours.
Yeah, I know, right?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. Round and round she goes. and see who's going to win it. Butterflies and sunshine.
Awesome.
Butterflies and sunshine. Brandon, how do you want butterflies and sunshine to get a hold of you?
They can just shoot me an email. It's jbhudson@gmail.com.
You say JB Hudson.
Yep.
Oops. I put handsome. Or you can contact me. And I will put all the dots together for you.
I like how Bobcat entered the sticker giveaway and he printed them all for me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
If he won, he could just print one himself.
I've got to get. I don't know if he has enough time to get them done by CatCon or not. Now I got to get some made.
Yeah, you got to get geared up.
Well, everything it just keeps going farther down the list of priorities.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So, well, listen, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you didn't hit the thumbs up on the way in, hit it on the way out. We appreciate you guys all tuning in. Brandon, again, thank you so much for your time, brother.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you guys here next week. Jeremy, you got anything?
Nope, I'm good. I'm ready for the next one.
He's already ready for the next one. We don't know what we're doing yet, but we're going to do something next week.
Doesn't matter. I'm still ready for it, though.
We're ready. We'll see you guys next week. Same cat time, same cat channel. We'll catch you on the next cast.
Yeah.
All right.
Won't pay for it, guys.
Thanks, Roger.
Yes, sir.